Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most complex and controversial social systems in human history, the caste system of India. Where did it come from? How did it evolve? And what does it mean today? Let's break it all down. The caste system is a form of social hierarchy that has existed in India for over 3,000 years. It divides people into rigid, hereditary groups based on their birth and occupation. Traditionally, there are four main varnas, or classes: Brahmins, the priests, scholars, and teachers; Kshatriyas, the warriors and rulers; Vaishyas, merchants, traders, and farmers; Shudras, laborers and service providers; and outside of this system were the Dalits, once called untouchables, who were excluded from the Varna system and often assigned the most impure jobs, like cleaning or disposing of the dead. This hierarchy was more than social. It was religious, cultural, and legal. For thousands of years it defined where you lived, what job you did, whom you could marry, even what you could eat. The earliest roots of the caste system trace back to the Vedic period, around 1500 BCE, when Indo-Aryans settled in northern India. In the Rig Veda, the oldest sacred Hindu text, there's a hymn called Purusha Sukta, which describes how different varnas came from different parts of the cosmic being, Purusha. Brahmins from the mouth, speech and wisdom; Kshatriyas from the arms, strength and protection; Vaishyas from the thighs, support and economy; Shudras from the feet, service and foundation. Originally, this might have just been symbolic, more spiritual than structural. But over time, the concept hardened into a strict social order. Later texts like the Manusmriti, Laws of Manu, written around 200 BCE, 200 CE, codified these divisions, and added harsh rules, especially limiting the rights of lower castes and women. Now here's where it gets more complicated. In real life, Indian society wasn't just four neat categories. Over centuries, the system evolved into thousands of jatis, or birth-based subcastes, linked to specific occupations, regions, and communities. So instead of just Vaishya, you had oil pressers, goldsmiths, weavers, potters, each with their own jati and social rank. These jatis became the real social units people lived by. Your jati could determine your job, your social status, even your temple access. This made the system incredibly rigid and localized, and also deeply embedded in daily life. The caste system wasn't just about social order, it was also a tool of power. Higher castes, especially the Brahmins, maintained religious authority. Lower castes were often denied access to education, temples, or even wells used by the upper castes. Hinduism played a major role in reinforcing this order, though it's important to note, not all scriptures support caste-based discrimination, and many reformist movements emerged within Hinduism. Other religions like Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, and Christianity also challenged caste discrimination in their own ways. Over the centuries, many fought back. Buddha himself rejected the caste system. In the medieval era, bhakti saints like Kabir and Ravidas preached equality before God. In modern times, reformers like Jyotirao Phule, Swami Vivekananda, and especially Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, a Dalit himself and architect of India's constitution, worked to abolish caste discrimination. Ambedkar declared, "Caste is not just a division of labor, it is a division of laborers." Today, caste discrimination is illegal in India. The Indian constitution guarantees equality, and the government provides affirmative action for Dalits and other disadvantaged groups. But caste still exists, not always legally, but socially. It can influence marriage, politics, voting, housing, and access to opportunity, especially in rural areas. However, with education, urbanization, and youth movements, especially online, caste is being questioned, challenged, and slowly dismantled. India today is not the India of 2,000 years ago, but its history, its struggles, and its spirit of reform live on. The caste system is a story of control, but also of resistance, of identity, but also transformation. And while the journey toward true equality continues, so does the courage of those who dare to dream beyond the caste they were born into. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more history that matters.